Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I want to show you how to do a very fast 15-20 minutes at the most a headband. You can do neck warmers, you can do infinity scarves if you like, yeah, even a hat. It's goes really fast, yeah. One row, repeat this stitch. So with this stitch we're gonna have to work in rounds. You can use any yarn size you like. You're just gonna make a foundation chain that you're gonna put around your head and make sure that it's not too tight, too loose, yeah. And that's about it. With this stitch we have to work with the odd number. I'm gonna show you how to do the foundation chain, and then we're gonna do the stitch. For example, for this I made for a 14-year-old girl, so I chained 55 chains. The foundation chain was long as 45 centimeters. So if you want to make bigger, longer, you put more stitches. And in here it's wide or tall as 9 centimeters. If you want bigger, well, then you're gonna work 2-3 rows more, yeah. Okay, to do the foundation chain, it's a very easy. You can use this foundation chain for I don't know, you can use it for everything you can, for hats, for infinity scarves, even for a simple scarf or sweaters, yeah. So we're gonna do the foundation chain. You're gonna do the knot the way you like, yeah. And I'm using 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. So what we're gonna do after you do the knot, you chain 2, 1, 2, and we're gonna go back to the first chain that we did. We're gonna go through that, pull up a loop, now yarn over and pull the yarn through the first loop, yarn over and pull the yarn to the last 2 loops. Now we're gonna go to this line here, it's this one. So we're gonna go through that line, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, pull the yarn to the last 2, and you have already 2 stitches. So we're gonna keep doing this, go through that line, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull the yarn through the first loop, pull the yarn to the last 2, and we're gonna go to this line here and we're gonna do the same, and you're gonna do like this until you have enough, yeah. With this stitch that I'm gonna show you now, odd number you should put. In here we have 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna chain odd numbers, yeah. So what do I have here? I have 25 stitches on the chain, the foundation chain, and I will have to say, try to make sure that with this stitch that we're gonna do, make sure that, like I said, the chain is not too loose, not too tight, because once we start to work this stitch, it might get a little bit how you say, the foundation chain a little bit wider, maybe half of centimeter. So make sure that you take that in account. So what we're gonna do, I chain here, I have 25 stitches, foundation chain, yeah. What we're gonna do, the way we do the stitches, so we're gonna go through that line, we're gonna pick up a loop, leave the loop there, and you're gonna turn this a little bit like that, and then you're gonna bring this tail, the end of the, gonna turn it, make sure that it's not twisted, and you're gonna go through the first one, yeah, that we did, the first chain in there, the first stitch. So you're gonna pull up a loop, and you're gonna take this loop and pull through this, the next one, the next loop, yeah, and then yarn over and pull the yarn through this too. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to the first stitch, this one, and we're gonna pull up a loop, and we're gonna do a slip stitch again, yeah. Now chain 1, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch we're gonna start doing the stitch. So we're gonna go in there, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, yarn over and go back again into the same stitch and pull up a loop. 4 loops on the hook, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. It's very important to chain this one. Yeah. So this stitch, like I said, it's 1 row repeat. That's it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch we're gonna do the same. Pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna do the same. Yarn over the hook, go back again into the same stitch, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna do the same. So this is the stitch. You're gonna do a foundation chain as long as you like, you for yourself or for others. You're gonna make sure that it's not too loose and not too tight. So skip the next and into the next, the same. Oopsie. And then I'm gonna show you how to finish this one. For example, if you want to do infinity scarf or a neck warmer or even this headband. But I think with this one, especially if you have a thick yarn, this will go really fast. You keep doing like this. Skip the next stitch and into the next, pull up a loop, pass the yarn to the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. And you're gonna do like this. It's a very easy, beautiful stitch, and I think will look nicer also if you how you say, work with thin yarn. So chain 1, and now at the end here we still have 2 stitches, so 1 and 2. So we're gonna skip the next one, and into the next we're gonna do the same. Pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, chain 1. And now we have this one chain that we did in the beginning. I'm just gonna ignore this. We're gonna go directly into this space. You have a line between the cluster and this line, so you have a space there. Yeah, so we're gonna go into this space. So I'm not gonna chain 1, I'm not gonna do slip stitch, nothing. So I'm just gonna go through that space there, and I'm gonna do the same, the way we worked the stitch. Chain 1, and now, like yeah, I don't know if you can see, but it's this line, and it's a space between this cluster and this line. So we're gonna work only through this space, yeah, between the line and the cluster. So you're gonna do the same. It's 1 row repeat, but that one chain, this one, is very important because this one chain forms this line and the space between the line and the cluster. So you move to the next and you do the same. So I'm gonna do this row, and then I'm gonna show you how to finish this one at the top when you have the last row. So you're gonna keep doing like this. I think like a sleeping bag for a baby would be nice. I don't know, especially in winter or cold days. So you always move between this, you do the stitch between this line and the cluster. So it's the space between the line and the cluster of the stitch, but you always have to remember to chain that one. Sometimes I'm thinking, my mind goes somewhere else, and I forget to chain 1 here. So all you're gonna have, we're gonna have just this cluster. That's it, without the space, this line and the space between the cluster and the line. So you're gonna chain 1. So let's say you want to finish, yeah, we're at the end. So we're gonna go to the last space here, and we're gonna do the same. Yeah. You're gonna chain 1, and now into the next stitch on top of this cluster we have a stitch right here. Yeah, it's right there. So we're gonna do single crochet in each stitch, so that the space we're gonna do in that space a single crochet. The stitch on top of this cluster right there, you're gonna do a single crochet, and the space between that line and the cluster, and so on. And this is the last that you're gonna, because you have this on the bottom here, so it's nice to finish the same. Or you can leave it like this, it doesn't matter, it's up to you if you like to. So you're gonna do single crochet in each stitch. You can change colors if you like. You're gonna just have to change the colors in the beginning when you start the new row. You can put a marker if you like. I like to leave this tail, so I know exactly when the row starts. I don't hide it until I finish the work. Or if it's easy for you, you just put a marker in the beginning when you start the stitch, the first row. So in there you know to change the colors. So you do that. I'm almost at the end, because the tail where we join the foundation chain. You do single crochet, single crochet. You want to do a single crochet here, and then the next, where you have that space between the line and the cluster, you're gonna do a slip stitch. If you like, go to the next and do a slip stitch, and that's about it. You're gonna chain 1, you're gonna cut the yarn, and that's it. It's very, very easy, and it's gonna look a little bit better with the single crochet on top and the bottom. Yeah. Like here, I did a single crochet in each stitch on top. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch, goes really fast, especially if you're advanced and you work fast. 15-20 minutes at the most, especially, like I said, if you have a thick yarn, 15 minutes you have. It's really, really fast. So give it a try. You might like to make this for gifts, for friends or family, or for yourself. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.